Ministry of Education, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, if you're coming across my videos for the first time, guys, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like and share. To my returning viewers, thank you for always coming back and watching my videos. Now today I have an interesting video about this Asian woman, or you can call her a Chinese Jamaican woman. So this Chinese woman seems to know history so much, to an extent that she decided to send a warning to all Jamaicans. So she decided to teach Jamaicans their history. She decided to make them remember their history. But Jamaicans did not like it. So Jamaicans have come out online and they reacted to the same. So I want you to see the warning that this Chinese woman has sent to Jamaicans and some of the Jamaicans' reactions about the same. And I'll be back with a few comments.
Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing is a bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry. And this includes Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people. My fellow Jamaicans, me come for drink milk, but be there cocoa. It is abundantly clear to me that there are people who live foreign and identify as Jamaicans, but you don't have one of these. And while you're entitled to your opinion, one is a set of rascal dunce. So let me set the record straight. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny own. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay your welcome, we put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country from which you came.
Chinese Jamaican women
Now,
is teaching Jamaican descendants their history.
Have comprehension issues, so we're going to try this again. There is a fundamental difference between Chinese laborers that were brought to Jamaica in the 1800s as indentured laborers and Chinese corporations linked to the People's Republic of China that is a communist government. So over here, we have these people and they don't like these people, but they're the same people technically. So these people move from Yasso and come over Yasso with these people here. All right? These people soon come back. Now, when these people arrive, there are these people. As you can see, there's plenty Coca-Cola. We have ginger beer, Inca Cola, and orange cola. All right? Now, at first, these people didn't get along because they are separated by culture and language. But eventually, these people started to understand each other. And they're like, one day, hey, let's run a boat. So then these people brought their ingredients to the pot And these people took from their culture and put their ingredients into the pot. This is out of many sodas, one stew. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history?
Why do people from other races always want to be the historian for black people? Mama, you hear me? Leave Jamaican black people history alone. Tell us about your Chinese history in Jamaica. See me? Tell us why your family left your massive country of 3.7 million square miles to come live in a country that is just over 4,000 square miles, to set up shop in poor communities to live off of black people. Tell us why. Give us the blood-clad history on that. You all have made your riches and your wealth from these poor black people. No. Tell me something good that you've given back to these poor black people. Tell me something great that you've done for these poor communities. You've been in Jamaica for centuries, living off poor black people. Without black people, you would be nothing. Some of these stupid poor people neglect buying from their own people just to come and support you and your family at your store. Yet still, most of you don't have a black friend. See me? The most black people you guys speak to are the ones that you employ. And you watch them like a hawk to see if they're gonna steal from you. You will never see Mr. Chin and his family at any community functions. See me? Because them not deal with black people. You see me? You will never see Mr. Chin's son chilling out at a dance with him black friends, because him not have black friends. You'll never see Mr. Chin daughter at a party with her black friends, because she not keep black friends. You understand? So much for this blood-clad idiot matter out of many one bomber-clad people. No, part of the Chinese culture and history is that they eat dogs, they eat cats, they eat worms, they eat roaches, and they eat lizards. I remember growing up in Kingston. When black people dogs would come up missing, they would blame the Chinese. See? And they would tell us not to go buy lunch from the Chinese restaurants because the Chinese put dog meat in their patties. You see me? I remember seeing a picture in the newspaper that was taken at the back of a Chinese restaurant, and it had dog parts on it.
A number of people have tagged me in a video with this woman talking about, you know, Jamaicans, they are foreign attack, this and that, and if you don't have a Jamaican passport, you are not Jamaican. Listen, I'm gonna do an in-depth video on my YouTube channel, but let me just say this for now. A whole lot of y'all were in my comments defending this woman when she said we are a bunch of dunce. Like gonna love to do with light bright people, a bunch of run come to come rescue her because she is only talking about the accent. It was never about the accent, and with every other video she's making it very clear, it's not about the accent. It's always been about erasing our African identity, because if we cling to our African identity, then we disrupt this picture of the racial harmony that they want to create. And without this picture of the racial harmony, then they feel that their positions of power at the top of the social hierarchy is threatened. So now she feels emboldened to tell y'all who is Jamaican and who isn't. I'm not gonna stitch any more of that content or say anything more about it, because it looks like she's posting through other people, and I personally want to address her directly. So I'm not gonna stitch any more of that content, because if she's hiding her identity, then you can't confront her. So it's a waste of time. She's just seeking attention. Anyway, in the same way, I will not be schooled about what my language is or what my identity is. I'm not going to be schooled by any light bright about who I am or whether or not I'm Jamaican. Y'all are going to have to sit with the fact that someone whose ancestors came to Jamaica for economic benefit is able to tell the descendants of the people whose blood was shed for the freedom of this country that they are not Jamaicans.
So there's a video going around of what appears to be a Chinese Jamaican woman really coming for black African people from Jamaica, particularly those of us who live foreign, in relation to issues of blackness, Africanness, and the possession of a passport or lack thereof. People are sending me this video and ask me what I have to say about it. And the reality is, I have nothing to say to she. Any non-African person from Jamaica or anywhere else in the world that has a problem with Africans from Jamaica, yard or foreign, asserting our Africanness and our blackness, that a feeding problem. This is not something that we should feel the need to justify, apologize for, or even explain, especially when you consider the colonial and neo-colonial experience of African Jamaicans and how that results in the migration of African Jamaicans, as well as the extent to which the colonizer attempted to sever us from a sense of heritage and a sense of culture. That alone tell you everything what you need to know about the mentality of the smaddy will make that the video there. So when I have not more to say about that except to affirm the teaching of Marcus Mosiah Garvey when Africans of his time were being challenged in relation to our affirmation and assertion of racial and cultural pride. Let contrary sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinions and not obligated or bound by the opinions of others. Awo. Having said that, I was listening to Running African, hosted by Sister Kabo Ma'at Keru Wadeya, and she featured a story on some events and conversations that were taking place in Jamaica on this issue. Take a listen.
You notice that there is a big conversation going on here in Jamaica right now about Mark Golding and whether or not he's black or white. And you heard a response where, we have all kinds of people, because the motto is out of many one. So this is what we're hearing now, right? That, we have Chinese Jamaican, we have Indian Jamaican, and so on. And the person who was speaking, I think it might have been Mr. Morgan himself, called out every other race Jamaican apart from African Jamaican. That in itself was telling.
So it does seem, yes, that the African Jamaicans' assertion and affirmation of our Africanness does seem to make some people very, very uncomfortable. And we should be aware of this and what agenda it serves. But beyond that, make we assert our Africanness and our blackness without fear or favor. And not make nobody make you feel shame or make you feel like you do them something wrong when you assert your blackness and your Africanness. Our heritage and our culture cannot be bound by a passport and cannot be dictated to us by anybody other than ourselves if we are guided by the principle of self-determination.
So you think you're English? You think you're Anglo-Saxon? I wish some of you would go to England and say some of these things to these white people, because they'll quickly put you in your place and tell you to go back to Africa. You are the only ones who don't know where you're from, and it's really sad. Yes, you speak Patois. What do you think Patois is made up of? A lot of it is African words. And if you really want to know what tribes we came from, it's so easy. Just look at the language that we speak, which is Patois. A lot of the words are from the Ashanti tribe. I'm just surprised that a lot of Jamaicans don't know these things. It's basic history, really. But it just shows you how much the education system has failed us, because we don't know ourselves. Most Jamaicans struggle with English. In fact, not just Jamaicans. Most black people in the West who speak the language of their colonizers struggle with the language. That's why you end up with Creole and Patois. We have to mix up the African in there to express ourselves. English is not ours. It belongs to another group of people. Languages are born out of a culture. English didn't come from us. There are so many simple things that tell us who we are. There's so much African retention around us, including the fact that we speak patois. It's not rocket science. And it's just shameful to see this display of ignorance on social media. I'm so tired of this narrative. It is simply not true. And I don't know where it started. I don't know who is trying to create this propaganda that Africans don't accept us in the diaspora. It is not true. A great majority of them love us and embrace us and want us to come over there and connect with them. Sure, you have a few that may be saying, oh, you know, don't come over here. But I mean, it's one and two, and most of them are just not in their right minds. Just like you have piece of shit Jamaicans, but I'm not going around and saying, oh, Jamaica is hell because you have a few people who aren't very nice. Check the comment section of the last video that I posted. It is full of comments from the continent, all over the continent. Even on Instagram, I have 50k followers on Instagram. About 90% of them are Africans. Africans love us, especially Jamaicans. Okay, maybe they don't like Black Americans so much, right? You can understand, you know, I love my Black American brothers and sisters, but y'all are hard to deal with sometimes, especially when you come to other places where other African people are. You know, you come with your entitlement, you come with your attitude, you come with your complaining. Like, it's very difficult to deal with y'all because you're American, you know, and that's just the truth. But we love in the same way, you know, but it's not just hard to deal with. But Africans love Jamaicans. They love Jamaicans. Ghana, they act just like us. They actually act like us. That's how much they love us. Come on. And the rest of Ethiopia.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you have watched the full clip. You know, it's very, very funny. Very, very funny. A visitor from a foreign land who has stayed in your country, you know, trying to teach you your history. It's very, very funny, and I believe Jamaicans were not pleased by that. That's why most of them, they came online to answer her, to try to remind her she is a visitor in Jamaica and she knows nothing. So according to this woman, I think she does not like the idea of Jamaicans associating with Africans. She does not like the idea of Jamaicans behaving like Africans. So that is a warning that she was sending to Jamaicans, that they should stop behaving like Africans. They should know that Jamaica is not in Africa, and they should know that Jamaicans are not Africans. So that was a warning this woman was trying to send to Jamaica. So this woman is trying to teach Jamaican descendants their history, trying to remind them their history. It seems that she has stayed in Jamaica for so long, to an extent that she knows Jamaica history more than the Jamaicans themselves. And that's why, you know, she just came out online and decided, like, she wants to remind Jamaicans that they are not Africans, so they should stop behaving like Africans. They should know that they are not in Africa. But according to history, we all know that most of the people settled in Jamaica came here from Africa. Most of them, and it is believed that Jamaica, we all know that Jamaica is always considered as a black country because most of its population came from here. So 90% of Jamaican population is considered as black because most of them, they came from here. It is believed that most of them were taken as slaves to go and work in that country. And when they arrived in that country, most of them decided to settle in Jamaica. So most of them did not come back. So they decided that let's just settle here and start our families here. So we all know Jamaica is a mixed up country consisting of the black people who are Africans, obviously. We have the Chinese, we have the Indians, the Europeans. So Jamaica is a mixed up country, but the largest population of Jamaica are the black people. And that's why they only consider it as a black country. So this woman is trying to make sure that the connection between Jamaicans and black people does not exist. And that's why she has come out viral in this video warning Jamaicans. But Jamaicans came online and decided like, no, you cannot be teaching us our history and yet you are a visitor in our land. You have seen the clip of that first Jamaican reactor who asked her, you have stayed in Jamaica for so long. You have been staying in Jamaica using Jamaican resources, utilizing Jamaican resources. What have you done for the black people? What have you done for the Jamaican people? Because the Chinese in Jamaica are so many. We have so many Chinese people in Jamaica. So the Chinese population in Jamaica is increasing annually because they love that country. We all know how Jamaican people are. Jamaican people are loving people. Jamaican country is really developing, and that's why the Chinese are flocking in that country. They're staying in Jamaica. They have built houses in Jamaica. They have started businesses in Jamaica. So many of them have relocated to Jamaica. So this guy had several questions to this Chinese woman. She seems to know history so much, and yet she's a visitor in Jamaica. She has stayed in Jamaica for so long. The Chinese in Jamaica have stayed for so long. What have they done for Jamaican people? Now, another question that this guy asked this Chinese woman, she left her country. We all know Chinese is a very large country. Very large, and we all know Jamaica is just a small island that is in the Caribbean. So why did she leave her bigger country and just decided to relocate to this small island and start life in this small island? And here she comes claiming that she knows Jamaica history so much. So there's no way that the Jamaican people and African people will go separate land. There's no way. The love that coexists between the Jamaican people and African people will always be there. That's why you have seen that even the patois language, I remember there's a video I did about Nigerian people. They were so happy that some of the Nigerian language were found in the patois language. So the patois language has also some African words. Now look at how the Jamaican people prepare their food. I remember also the Nigerian people were trying to compare their food with Jamaican food. They realized that some of the Jamaican food resembles their own food. They were so happy about that. So there are some things that coexist between Africans and Jamaicans, and they are inseparable. I think it's about time this Chinese woman knows that Jamaican people and African people, we are one people. The love that coexists between us can never end. We always have the support for each other. We love each other, and that's why Jamaican people are always considered as black people, because most of them, they came from here. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what you guys have to say about this Chinese woman in the comment section. You can tell me what you think about the words that this Chinese woman decided to send to my Jamaican brothers and sisters. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Until my next video, one love.